Hi and welcome to RCKicks. On today's show, well, we're back working on the soon-to-be-released Tamiya TT02 Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 5. And just look at that body. Oh, so beautiful. Yeah, anyway. Well, as you probably know, if you've watched the show more than once, we've built quite a few TT02s over the years, so there's no point us focusing on that. So in this video, what we're going to do is turn our attentions to this beautiful body. Now, if you've seen the thumbnail, it's kind of telling you what I did to mine, so obviously you kind of know, so yeah, we'll get to it, but it's not as straightforward as you think. It kind of went sideways, and I had a bit of a happy accident.
In one of the earlier shows I mentioned, we don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
Now, between you and me, a little birdie tells me that pre-orders are very strong for the Evo kit. So if you've been sitting on the shelf kind of not sure whether to get one or not, I would probably put your name down sooner rather than later, as I get the feeling it's going to be one of these kits that's gone before it comes kind of thing, and you don't want to pay scalper prices. That's just silly, or waiting the months for the second batch to arrive in the country. Anyway, I think that pretty much covers everything, so let's crack on and get this beautiful body built. Hit it, Charlie!
Medium right plus 30, fast left plus 60.
So as you can see, I didn't really go box art. Well, I didn't actually plan on ending up at this stage, but I'll try and explain the process and what actually went completely out the window. Now, I wanted to do a street car, and the box art, it's nice, but it's a little bit bland. So I looked through my paints and I was like, well, I haven't done a yellow car. So I thought I'll do a yellow road car. And then I looked up online, looked at a few real ones, and I thought, yes, definitely yellow. The only thing is that the Tamiya yellow is a little bit cold. So I wanted something that was a bit more vibrant. So what I did was I painted it in the yellow, and then I used camel to back it to try and make it a bit more warm yellow, if that makes any sense, not just a cold yellow. And then after that, like I normally do, I backed it in black, but I was rushing. There's definitely a theme here, and while I was rushing, it was dark and I backed it, and I didn't realise that when I did the camel to try and help protect the yellow from the black, and in hindsight I should have really backed it in white, I had a few issues. Down the side here was you probably can't see it on camera, but in real life at certain lights you can, that there's dark spots, like a big dark spot on each side. So that kind of ruined the whole street car, because obviously street car don't have any decals. So then I was scrambling to think, how can I fix it? Now I did think, shall I get my polycarbonate cleaner out and remove the whole side? But that would be removing the black, the camel and the yellow. And I didn't want to use up a whole bottle, and it would take hours. So I decided, well, I'll make it into a rally car. So then I scrambled through my decal box, and I kind of found these decals. Now, the reason I had these decals was from the fix and flip. I don't know if you remember, but I'll put a picture up here, or I'll cut to it, of what my fix and flip ended up like. Then I managed to get real decals, so I had some aftermarket ones. So I thought, hey, the bodies are close enough, I can cut them and make them work. And being that that stripe goes down the side, it will cover most of that sort of shading. You couldn't really see it, but I could see it, and I didn't want to leave it. And then once you put the rest of the decals on, it starts to hide things like that anyway. So I had a lot of work on my hands, as none of the decals actually really fit this car. They're close, but they're not exactly right, because they're not for the Evo 5, they're for the Evo 4, I think it is. So I made them fit, and I cut them out, and then I put them on, and then I used the normal decals as well. And then I added a few little bits and pieces, like I've added a few other decals that weren't on that actual car. But funny enough, I actually found a real car that's like this in yellow, and then I was like, yeah, definitely. But all the way through the process, I wasn't overly sure, until I put these rims on. Now, these are not the kit rims. Obviously, I borrowed these off the Senna, and it all started to come together. Once I started putting on the edging tape and then getting the rear spoiler on, it all started to come together. And I know if you're a dedicated rally fan, then you're obviously not really going to like this. But for me, I don't think it looks too bad. The wheels fit the arches really well. I like the black, so the red, the black, the grey, it all kind of ties together, and I'm really happy with it. Now I've got the TT02 Rally cover, so we've got to cut it out and fit it. Unfortunately, in the last unboxing video, a few of you said it wasn't that great. That's a bit of a shame. So I'm guessing it's around the steering area where you have to have it open for the steering, but then the muck just goes straight in anyway. So that's a bit of a shame, but I'll cut it out and we'll have a look at it in a sec. Also, this just arrived from one of you. It is a car, so at the end of this video, we'll open it up to have a sneaky peek at it, but it will be back on the show to have its own build. Right, let's take a look at that rally chassis cover. So cutting it out was pretty straightforward. There is a few extra lines to be mindful of around the front here. These uprights can be actually bigger, these sort of deflector bits. They can actually be larger, so when you're cutting this out, just be mindful, as there is extra lines around, so make sure you follow the correct ones. I can see what people's problem is, that there's just a big gap here, so dirt flies up in there. It would be nice if there was some kind of like brushed bit that you stick on, or something that kind of keeps some of the dirt out, as it's obviously going to come in through here and then go up inside. So I honestly don't know. The rest of it seems to fit quite well. You get all the Velcro. You also get a little rubber part that goes in here for the switch as well. I haven't got a ESC in this one at the moment. So it's okay. I don't know whether it's a case of, it's probably, if you can pick them up at a reasonable price, worth having anyway, just to keep some of the dirt out, but just don't expect it to be perfectly airtight and keep everything out. So comment below, let me know what you think. Did you think I ruined it? I don't know. It grew on me. I thought I'd actually trashed it completely, but I think I've saved it and I actually like it. So it's definitely going to go into the collection. I've got to replace these wheels, so I'm going to buy the same wheels for the Senna. Or maybe I'll change to something else on the Senna and keep these wheels on this, as they definitely suit this better than they do the Senna. But what are you going to do with yours? Are you going to do it a street car? Or are you going to do it a rally car? There's so much you can do with these bodies, and they're just gorgeous. I have to say, it's probably my favourite rally body that the Tamiya do. They just knocked it out of the ballpark for getting all the scale right, and it's just gorgeous. But if I was going to do it again, I'd probably do a street version, and I'd maybe do it a bright metallic red or something like that, or maybe a white. Maybe it's a bit boring. Comment below, let me know. Right, let's unbox this. This was sent to me by a viewer, like I said, and it's a car. Now, as far as I know, it's in pretty much complete chassis, but it's missing a body and stuff like that. Oh, did you see that Lewis Hamilton driving a Tamiya lunchbox round at the Japanese Grand Prix? I think it was. I'll put a picture up here of it, or a video, whatever I can find of it. That's pretty cool. You can see it's in there forever. Right, let's open it up and take a look at it. Now, this has only just arrived, so I haven't even checked in with him to say it's made it here in one piece. And also forgot to ask him, I always do this, is it okay to mention his name on the show? But this will get a video of its own. So it's a full carbon pan car, and it's a 10R5 factory team from Team Associated, and it's also got electronics, and he's thrown in a brushless motor as well and a servo, so it's a fully functioning car apart from a receiver. Has anyone got a body for this? That looks really nice. I'd like to put the actual body back on it. Obviously, if I can't find one in the UK, then we'll have to look at something else, some other kind of pan car. It is beautiful. A massive thank you. I'll fire it up in the next video and get it going. It's absolutely gorgeous. Look, it's got loads of blue aluminium on it. The suspension, wow, look at that. That's impressive. So a really good looking and just a first look at it. The main thing is whether I'm going to be able to find an actual vintage body for it. So comment below or get in contact at Gavin Evans at RCKicks.com if you know of a body I can get for this, especially if it's in the UK. So there you go. Didn't go according to plan, but I'm happy with the results and hopefully it will encourage you to go a little bit off-piste as well. Charlie, shut up. Go do some editing. And try something a little bit different. Anyway, thanks so much. Please like and subscribe and don't forget to hit that bell notification as there's lots more RC content coming from RC Kicks soon. Bye bye.